So I want to break some records, you know, personal records. So I want to get the fastest slingshot I have, which of course is going to be a Starship, a Linville Long Tom, you know. But the thing is, I'm going to use this .4 Sumike, and I have no idea what I can do as far as stretching it out. So it worked out to, you know, 13 inches is what I need. So I got 13 inches on here, and this is a 3-inch. So if I cut it in half, it should give me a pretty good idea before I do the tapers if I can even draw it back. And that's the thing, I can just barely draw it back. But that's a good test before you go ahead and cut your tapers to see if you can do it at all. Just go ahead and take the piece and cut it the width you want, which for me, 3-inch. I'm going to eventually be going down to 1.5 inches by 1 inch. But I wanted to shoot doubles. Now, doubles are going to be a lot different than shooting singles right here. But hey, you know what? The .4, it worked, and I can do that for the singles. We're going to go ahead and cut a set of bands for full butterfly and put them on here. Another Chromag special, the torque special that Chromag makes off of slingshotforum.com. So, you know, I just thought I'd show you that real quick. I'm going to go ahead and cut the bands, band it up, and we'll see how it works out. And then if I think I can draw it back farther, my plan is to try and get 2 1.5 inch by 1 inch doubles set up for full butterfly to go off Linville. But because I haven't used the .4 Sumike yet, I need to have an idea, which is what I'm doing today. This is a test. So I cut my 2 bands 1.5 inches. I'm going to go ahead and put sharp tapers on them today, which is going to take a little bit of ingenuity and some cutting to get them down to the 1.5 inches by 1 with, let's say 3 inches sharp taper, and we'll leave, we'll just go all the way down to the end. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark them at 3 inches. Anyway, I'll go ahead and make some tapered bands, and we'll tie them on there. I'll do it myself, and then we'll do some speed testing. So I put a line down the middle of each one. I mean, the second one kind of doesn't look too good, but the middle's marked, and it's going there. I brought my 3 inches back. I'm just going to go ahead and mark it down to 3 inches, because that's where I'm going to be taking my measurements from to come down here to the 1 inch. So yeah, with the longer bands, once you get them in place on your marker, on your ruler here, you got to stretch it and then bring them back down while holding on to it and putting it in the right spot. Otherwise, it's not straight when you go to make your cut. So there's that. I'm going to take a 1/2 inch on each side, and then this is going to be my point for the bottom. Then I'm going to use these points up here for the top. And there's one. Okay, because these are extreme tapers, more or less, not extreme, but wider tapers, going to be stronger bands, I made my amber belt a little bit longer. But I'm going to do the same roll that I did on the other one. I've already got this one clamped. And the only thing is, you just really want to make sure that you have your center line. It's already pre-marked on here, that you marked on there, okay? That you go ahead and fold it in the 1/4 inch on both sides, so that it stays pretty level, and you can look down the inside too and see it's, you know, whether it's right or wrong. One thing I forgot to show you last time also on this, to make it easier, which makes it really nice, just go ahead and lay your forceps over the top like that, okay? That way you've got something to pull against when you're going to get it just right. I marked it on the inside this time, but you can see the inside line just fine. So I'm going to roll it and get just right where it's centered, because I got my center mark down the inside is right there, and it's right in the middle, which is where I want it. And so I'll bring this up here and then fold it over. Yeah, it makes a difference when you can hold on to this like this and have it on there. It's a big deal, you know. I was going to show you that last time, but I was tying things different. It was the first time on there, so you know, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put this on here real quick, just because I want to have it perfect. And then we'll just do this. So you can use it like that too. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do with this. So what I'm doing is I'm going double. I'm going 2 of these. They're a little less than 1/8 of an inch wide. You know, so I'm going double, but I still want it far enough back to where it's not going to damage the bands up here in the pouch. And I got way more than I need this time. But, you know, I wanted to be able to wrap it wider and soft because I don't want to take any chance of the pouch coming out, but at the same time I want it strong to where it's not going to come apart on me. So yeah, it doesn't look too bad. That's fine. I'll cut off a little bit. Maybe I'll leave it on there. I don't know. It doesn't really matter this time. This is a test band for the first time testing it. Okay, this is the first time shooting in low light conditions in the garage. Let's try it out, see if it works. First we're going to do the BSB 0.5. And what I'm using for ammo is 3/8 clay, which is legal for your speed badges on slingshotforum.com because these are 1.1 grams. You have to have a minimum of 1 gram, which would be the 1/4 inch ball bearings. .274. Band came off. Oh, the band broke. Weird thing was the band didn't break at the pouch on that BSB. It actually broke at the fork where I had it tied on. Now let's go ahead and try the Yongshuisu, I think. 263, 269, 270. So we're getting 269, 270 from the Yongshuisu. What was this? 0.45? 0.45. Actually, I can just open the end up. Right there, written down. 0.45, 550%. So 270 out of that Yongshuisu. And that's the thing, the Yongshuisu, what I've found, this is one of the smoothest bands that I have. It just shoots so smooth. It's really just an enjoyable band to shoot. The BSB, I've had problems with the 0.4 BSB, kept breaking on me, and now the 0.5 BSB broke on me. Just real quickly, that last video I did the BSB white and I shot it in the video, and I don't know how many times I've shot it now, maybe not that many, but even with the tapers on it, for some reason it broke right up here, right at the tie, and I've never had it happen to where it's broken here before. But I pulled back on it last night and bam, just came right off of my hand. That's a first, so I thought I'd just give you a little shot on that just because. I mean, I've never had it break right at the tie. Well, these might have been straight cut. Huh, yeah, well, anyway, if that's a straight cut, well, that shows you why. I put tapers on it so it breaks the band instead of here. It didn't hit me in the face or nothing, but still, that little piece that broke out of there, I tossed already in the garbage, but yeah, what a strange break. Well, I'm going to tie it on the forks. These forks are really slippery. I may have to rough them up, but we're going to try it anyway. I'm going to go real long on the amber belt. The nice thing about this is, because the forks are wider, if I'm going to be shooting at 10 meters, I can move it out so I can get my 3.5 inches, which will put me right on at 10 meters. Or I can move it in for like 30 meters, so it'll be right on at 30 meters, because the narrower the gap, the farther you can shoot, the higher the ball goes. So, just as a reference point for your aiming. We're going to go in the middle today. I'm just not sure how far. I guess that'll be good. And let's just do, let's go right about there. That ought to work. I just don't like how slippery this is. Another nice thing about using the forceps, going really tight on this, because this is a doubled over band. It's really strong, and I'm worried about it slipping because it's got a mirror finish on it. So we're just going to go ahead and go on down on this. Come out of the groove. Tie it on really, really good, because last thing I want is a band coming back in the face. How do I know that might happen? Yeah, I've had bands come back before, I've got to admit it. So I've got it doubled over, going back through, so when I pull it through, I'm going to have the tail again, so I'll be able to take it back apart. And I think this will be plenty tight enough. Cro-Mags did such a good job on these, John did, you know? It's so smooth and so slick and such a beautiful slingshot. Okay, I took a test shot to make sure it works. Ray was the one that suggested they'd throw a towel over it, so I got a piece of birdseed bag down there, and I got it bungee balled on, and then I got the towel over the top of it, and it seems to work. I've done it a couple times in a row, just shot it twice, and it worked out good. So, yeah, and these straight bands, so there are straight bands, so yeah, it broke right there at the fork. 263 with a 1/2 inch. I didn't pull it back all the way either, so I slowed it down some. This is the 1.5 to 1 inch semi-sharp taper. Looks good. Damn, 284. 333. I'm happy with 333. You know, that's a big enough increase in speed for these tapers. 334. You can see that, right? 334. So we got 333, 334. Let's try the 3/8 again. 347. That's pretty good. Oh, you know, I didn't shine that in for you, did I? 347. 344. 362. There it is. 362. So that's not too bad for the 0.4 for the first time. 362, you know, 350 average, somewhere in there. You know, 344, 346, 362, something like that. Bands look fine, you know, all the way. Came out a little bit, even with all that tying, it still came up a touch, you know. But I'm really pulling back on these things. So, get the Taurus out. Take a couple shots with it. Okay, we got the Taurus out. And this got the 0.45 Sumike that I used in my 300 foot per second test. The one that had the pouch break on me, it was doing over 400. I'm not going to use the release. I've got it sitting right here. But I cut these bands a little bit long this time, so. 291, not as fast. Well, maybe that means what I'm looking for is that the 0.4 even is a little bit faster, but I had to put the same cut on these to see if that's true. It's experimenting day. The Taurus, I figured is going to show you at least 375, 380, if not more. But I cut these bands a little bit different. They're a little bit too short for me to do full butterfly. It definitely didn't go as fast as the other ones, hitting 350, 360, you know. So, yeah, I'm happy with the 0.4. Until today, the 0.45 Sumike was the fastest. And now today, the 0.4 Sumike needs some more testing. It's definitely up there, and look at that. These are doubles, okay? And I was only getting 300, you know, 290, whatever it was. And then nothing but errors. I'm sure I got a lot faster than 290 on the other ones, but with all the errors, it makes it kind of a tough thing to worry with. So, but yeah, we did good with this one. So I'm going to go ahead and going to have to take it out just the way it is. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and make up a set for the long tom. See how much more speed we can get out with a 0.4 on the long tom. That'll be next. You know what? This afternoon, it's already 2 o'clock. I've been out here messing with this all morning, so, well, not all morning. But hey, you know what? Experiment, experiment, have fun. That's the whole point of it, right? And I am shooting all the time.